get awesome. At Ariza from now to September 30th, you can get a loan up to the value of $25,000, $35,000, or $50,000. Awesome! You think that's all the awesomeness? Apply and get your loan in no time. Awesome! Now you can graduate, celebrate, rejuvenate, and send your kids through the school gate looking awesome. Join today, or members come in to access your awesome August loan. Terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union, your financial freedom, your future. Trust me, things are about to get awesome.
Pick yourself up with Ride Rent a e-bike today and take advantage of the smartest and coolest way to get around. Rental starting for only $30 per hour and less than $100 EC per day. Zip through traffic, save money, and look awesome doing it. Check us out at the Esplanade Mall today. Visit us online at ridersebike.com or give us a call at 473-422-1011. Your wallet and the planet will thank you. Ride Rent a e-bike.
Yeah, welcome to Ride Along Live. It is Thursday. Wow. Guys, the week finished, you know. The week finished. August almost done. Wow. Welcome to Ride Along Live for today, guys. We have some interesting conversation today. A very interesting conversation today. We're going to be speaking calypso, and we have members of the GPAC Calypso tent, which is the Grenada's Professional Association of Calypsonians and Tent. They're sort of not too happy. A few things stuck in their craw, and they want to talk about it. So on the program today, we have Mr. Neil Ferguson, and also joining us is Calypsonian scholar Finley Jeffrey, going to join us in a little bit. As I said earlier, guys, they're not too happy with the turn of events in 2024. And they're asking for immediate change. A lot happening, guys. So let's talk about it. Lydia James, how you doing? Hello, riders. Yeah. Leonie Isaac, how you doing? Thank you. Everybody share the thing. Add followers, everybody. This annoying fly, guys. I swear. I don't know who sent this fly. Just keep zooming all over. Yeah, there it is. I'll get it. There you go. And it seems like I can't kill that fly. All our climb that fly, keep flying away. Well, I guess that's what he does. Flies. Ellen, how you doing? Thank you so much. Share the thing, guys. Share the thing. Share it. Lydia, and I think you're going to play a very critical role in this conversation here today, guys, because the recently concluded Spice Mass 2024, guys, brought a lot of controversy, especially for the Calypsonians. Members of the GPAC tent and the Calypsonians in the tent and the tent as a body are crying foul over a number of changes and irregularities and things that they don't quite understand why. They appeal, but they didn't quite get any response. Right? So they decide to bring the information to the general public because they believe that this is something that the general public should know, be aware of. It's a whole lot of things. Victor Batson, how you doing? Pick up yourself, guys. Pick up yourself, Victor Batson. Neil, I know that you're there, but your video is not on. So turn on your video. If you could hear me, Neil, turn on your video because I'm not able to see your video. But I could see that you're there. You just got cut off. Yes, all right, there you go. I see you now. Right, yeah, guys. But before we get into the conversation, we haven't done this in a long time. I'm seeing you guys. I'm seeing some faces. I'm seeing some brand new faces. But I want to do a quick roll call, guys. Just 2 minutes roll call. Just put your flag up. Let me know where you're from, where you're repping from. Where you're from or where you're repping right now. Put it in there. Let me shout you out real quickly. It's Thursday. Put your flag. Let me big you up real quick, guys. Yeah? Yes. Put it in there. Neil, I see you. Neil Redhead, I see you. Victor Batson over there on YouTube. The folks on YouTube, thank you so much. Elon Dabrio on YouTube, big up, thank you. Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up. Yeah, put your flag in. Let me shout you out real quick. Let me just put your flag in. Quick roll call. Quick roll call. Yes. Denise over there on YouTube. Thank you so much, Denise. At followers, guys. At followers. Let me see if I could do it here as well. Hey, big up to the folks in Grenada. Grenada by way of Canada, or Canada by way of Grenada. Big up yourself. Guyana. Nice. Big up to the crew in Guyana. Big up Guyana. We love you, Guyana. USA, Michigan, Florida. Nice, Florida. Big up yourself, Florida. Nice to have you on board, Florida. Okay. Who else we have? Hey, Hillary, how you doing from the US? Thank you so much, Hillary from the US. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Rhonda, Modest, Samson, thank you so much. We see you. Who else we have on the inside? Grenada, Denise Mason Noel. Nice. All right, guys. Okay. Add followers, because we're about to start the conversation here. Let me do it right now. Whenever I try to add followers, it gives me a whole... There you go. Okay, I did it now. All right. I was able to do it now. Let me try... Don't understand this fly. Yvonne, good. Thank you so much. There is a way that I usually do this thing, and it's so effective and fast, but... All right, guys. So let's go straight into the conversation. Right? We're joined here by Mr. Neil Ferguson. He's a writer and a member, I believe, he'll describe his position on the GPAC Association. Neil, are you there?
Yeah, Junior, I'm here, but I'm not seeing the video at all.
Yeah, well, go out and come back in, Neil. Just go out and come back in, because I was seeing you earlier, but I ain't seeing you now. So just take a quick log out and log back in, and you should be fine.
Okay, cool.
Yes. All right, cool. All right, in the meantime, while we get Neil, hey, Hillary. I'm from Grenada, but I'm repping. I got that one. Yeah, I got that one. Repping the US. Thank you so much, Grenada, repping the US. All right. I think we got Neil now. Neil, we ain't got you again. Neil, it's like you get cut off again, Neil. I had Neil video and everything good just a while ago. Neil, are you there? Or are we starting out, Neil? Neil, go back out and come back in. It seems like your video playing peekaboo. In the meantime, let me big up Susan Thomas. How are you doing, Susan? Thank you so much. John. Telling you, boy. Mimi, how you doing on YouTube? Big up Mimi. Over there on YouTube. Blessings to you, Mimi. Thank you so much. All right, we're still waiting for Neil to connect. Susan, yes, you good? Nice. Nice to have you on board on this beautiful Thursday. We're waiting for Neil to connect, guys, so the members of GPAC could share some of their views with us. Enrich, you like it? You like the shirt? I'm glad to give it to you after. I'll wash it, iron it, and prepare it for you. Okay? Yes, no problem. Guys, we're still waiting to connect with Neil Ferguson from GPAC, who's going to be telling us about their discomfort for the 2024 season as it relates to calypso specifically. Oh, you need one more, Ivan? Okay. Yvonne good. Yeah, yes. Yvonne bought this bag from us. All right, we got Neil sorted out. No, Neil, could you hear me? All right, good, good, good. Thank you, Neil, for joining us. Neil, I didn't get your full position on GPAC. If you can help me out here, what's your role on GPAC?
Okay. I'm the General Secretary of gpac. Of course, Scholar would be the president. Teacher
Right,
Eddie would be the vice president, right?
right. Okay, GPAC. Tell us about GPAC. Tell us about the association and
Well,
who it represents.
basically, okay. Basically, as the acronym GPAC, it stands for Grenada Professional Association of Calypsonians and Tent. So we basically represent Calypsonians and the tent that falls under our umbrella. So the Kaiso bats, for example, and also the Kaiso fireworks, which I know you cover the Georgia Nights. Um, these two tents they fall under our umbrella, right? So we represent the
Okay,
Calypsonians from those particular tents.
right. So the association represents these Calypsonian as a body, right?
Definitely.
Okay, great, great, great. All right. So let's go straight into it, Neil. How was the 2024 season? What's your thoughts on Calypso in particular for this 2024 season?
Generally, I would think that the standard of Calypso was pretty high. Um, Looking at the different tents, I thought there were some very good calypsos, some very creative calypsos that came from all of the tents. Uh, the problem, though, was that when we had burial, we had to take a break because we at GPAC, for example, we started on Father's Day, and then we had two other shows planned, and that had to be cancelled because of burial. And I'm willing to take that assumption that some of the other tents also suffered from that same result of what happened with Barrett, because I remember Rootsman Kelly, the Roots Calypso tent was supposed to be open that same week that that Barrett came through. So it did affect some of the tents. Most of them, apart from our tent under the umbrella of GPAC, they basically some of them had one show for judging. Some of them the only show was judging night. So that would have had a negative impact on the calypso. But other than that, in terms of preparation, in terms of the quality of calypsos, I thought that the artists themselves this year did a really really wonderful job.
Right. Let's look at the whole carnival as a whole, right? What do you think about the entire season, the whole carnival season, as related to calypso, soca, music? Because I know you're a music man. Other than being the general secretary, you write. You're very active in on the carnival scene. What's your take on the whole carnival season as a whole?
Okay, well, we do have to consider that the effect of the hurricane affected the carnival negatively. This is something that we cannot run away from. So this is something that would have had a negative spin on the carnival itself, right? But overall, I thought there were a lot of areas that were left wanting, and
Mm,
a number of areas that improvement could have been done on to ensure that we had a better product, right? Of course, Spice Mast would have their own take in terms of uh, what went right and what went wrong, and why it went right and why it went wrong. Now, I must say here, Junior,
mhm.
I'm speaking here exclusively as the General Secretary of JPAC and as a writer, right? In that two capacity only. So I'm not representing any other organizations or any other body as such.
Okay, good, good, good. Right, in particular. Um, Tell us one of the things that you believe that left wanting, that you believe need to be, fixed like ASAP.
Uh, for the love of me, I really do not understand, right?
Right.
Why the the March Gras quote unquote Calypso finals was brought back to the National Stadium, right? In the
Mm,
first place, it was moved to St. Andrews because the audience was invisible. There was no audience basically when it came to the National Stadium, and we moved to St. Andrews for that purpose. Yes, I did have a problem in terms of the day, which was the Thursday, right? Always felt that, okay, let us try the Sunday first, and if that didn't work, well then okay, we resort to another day.
Right.
But being that as it was, we do realize that the problem was the venue, right? And up to that point, nothing, absolutely nothing has changed, right? In terms of attracting the audience back to the stadium. And yet, for all, we decided just out of the blue, with very little consultation,
Right.
right? Because I had made a point that, okay, a move like that, the artist should have been involved. Um, they are the ones who are in the fire, basically. They are the ones who would know where is best for them, right?
Right.
But in spite of the difficulty, or despite of the difficulty that they had, you hear Spice Mass spoke about all the logistic problems that they had moving to the Kirani James Stadium to host the show, but yet they felt it necessary to go to the stadium to have the Dimash Grand Calypso finals. And basically, to me, the largest audience there was the orange and blue chairs. The Calypsonians actually sang to a virtually empty stadium, right? Now, I know the argument may be made that even if we were at St. Andrews, the audience might have been the same, which I don't agree with. But let's say, for argument's sake, that was the case.
Right.
What would have happened, though? It's a venue that is more intimate. It's a
Intimate. Yeah.
venue that is, right, that the Calypsonians feel more comfortable singing at. And the response and the energy that they would have garnered from the crowd there would have been different as opposed to what was gotten from the Kirani James Stadium. Because I mean, the Calypsonians actually struggled because of a lack of crowd at the stadium, and I'm still trying to envision what could have inspired that decision to go back to the National Stadium when we did absolutely nothing to ensure that the stadium was the right place for the Calypso, when initially we moved away from there because of the same reason. We were not getting the audience. The Calypsonians were not getting the audience. Calypsonians were complaining, right?
Right.
So nothing was changed, but yet we went back to the National Stadium, and I just don't get that. In addition to that, Calypso basically is treated as an outside child when it comes to the national festival, meaning Carnival here, and this has been so for decades, not only under this present administration, but the past one as well, right? Where it seems as though the Calypsonians would get the bitter end of the stick. So let's take, for example, the Soca Monarch, right?
Yeah.
Backstage, you had toilet facilities, portable toilet facilities. You had bottled water. You had chairs. When you got to the Calypso finals on the March night, absolutely no chairs, right? Some of the artists and some of the supporters actually had to carry chairs that were placed close to the pavilion area and bring it backstage so that the artists can feel comfortable. There was no water at all, right? So if you had to find water, you had to purchase it from the bar. In addition to that, no toilet facilities were available. So it was a difficult night, and I must say hats off to all the Calypsonians who were able to pull through under those circumstances.
Right. Now, last year, I remember that the finals was held on a Thursday, I believe. Was it Thursday?
Yeah, it was.
It was Thursday. Okay. And then they had a MOU that was signed with Spice Mass Corporation in terms of bringing back the Marsh Gras. Right. Now, in that MOU or that agreement that was signed with Spice Mass Corporation, were there anything there that said that it should stay in St. Andrew, or that it was going to be moved back to the National Stadium?
Well, I'm not sure in terms of that. I know we at GPAC did not sign any MOU in that regard, right? And even if we wanted to keep the match going on Sunday, which I agree with, right? I mean, Scholar and I always defend that, but that's okay. I mean, that's what friends are for. That's what comrades are for. We don't agree on everything, right? But even if the Calypso finals or the Mardi Gras had to be held on the Sunday. I do not see any reason why it could not have been held on the Sunday at in St. Andrews. Basically, what we did was take the crowd away from the niche of the Calypso, right? The audience that support Calypso, they were non-existent, right? For example, have you ever seen Lindona missing from a Calypso finals?
I
And
no, I
and all
haven't.
the Lindona said to me, once they are going back to the stadium, she's not going, right? Because the hub for Calypso in Grenada, right, is St.
Uh,
Andrews, St. Patrick's, and St. David's, right?
right.
And we basically took it away from the people. Now, one of the reasons why soca music is so popular is because the soca artists are going to the people. They are going to the areas where the people are, right? But what we did was move the calypso away from where that support base, St.
I
Andrews, St.
see.
Patrick's, and um, and St. David,
I see.
right? Away from the people, and yet still, we want the product to be of the highest standard. We want the calypsonians to perform at the highest standard. But remember, the art will always tell you that they feed from energy of the crowd. And if there is no crowd, they actually sang to. Yes, they got a lot of chairs, but the chairs they got this year were orange and blue.
Oh gosh. All right, let's bring in Scholar here. Joining us right now is Spindley Jeffrey Scholar. Scholar, welcome. How are you doing, my friend?
Not bad, not bad. I did.
I see that. I see that. I see that.
I did your neck of the woods.
Yes, I see that. We have to knock a glass. We have to knock a glass before you spin around.
That's how I thought.
Yeah.
Junior,
Yeah.
Junior, after he got his blows, he ran away.
Yeah.
Just
So I heard.
New York. I kind of ointment that would heal bruise.
last bruise, right?
Yes, I had to come up here and get the ointment. I got the liniment.
So Scholar, let's hear what's your take on Calypso for the year. What's your thought process in how Calypso was handled this year and how Calypso was dealt with this year?
Well, Calypso has always been dealt with as a stepchild. There is always a school of thought among even those who administrate that Calypso is dying, right? And so they treat it as that, like it's on a deathbed. And the truth is that Kaiso has always been dying. Donkey years Kaiso dying and he can't dead. So no matter what they do, it trample it, do it all kind of thing. I think who had this poem? I think a lot of women does say it. With your twisted lies, you trample me to the ground, but yet I rise and all it. That's Kaiso. That poem is about Kaiso. So Kaiso has always gotten the short end of the stick, and it's no different this year. There is never a concerted effort to do anything great to move Kaiso and to make it rise. And I just heard when I came in, you and Neil speaking about the Mardi Gras, and he's correct. Me and him, we differ on the day, but we are one fundamentally on the where. That's one thing that we find common ground in, because it is well known that the catchment area for Calypso is St. Andrew, St. Patrick's, and David. And what better way to put Kaiso up on a pedestal than to bring it to where the catchment area is where people would come.
Right.
The truth is that the experiment was attempted for the 2 years, and we saw good crowds at Progress Park. And on top of that, it's an intimate venue. So I felt the crowd and the energy. And then You see, the thing about it is that people always, and for reasons that you can understand, believe that the Mardi Gras is the Calypso finals. But it's not, right? It's not. And so one thing that we always said, and we were clear on, is that whatever has to happen, you must have a Mardi Gras.
Right.
You must have a Mardi Gras. Whether it takes place in Grenville or it takes place in St. George's, you must have a Mardi Gras. Now, our thing was that if you move the Calypso to the Thursday, right, which was the what was tried, then the Mardi Gras would take on a different it would be a different thing, sort of like what Trinidad had last year.
Right.
Where you had at the Mardi Gras, but there was no Calypso finals. But what they had was a show.
Yeah.
A showcase of talent on the Mardi Gras night.
Right.
And what we could not stand was that you leave the Mardi Gras night open and then you have some white show private promoter going on the Mardi Gras night in the stadium. No. We can't deal with that. All right. And so we provided for them a blueprint of how to have the Mardi Gras and how to separate the Calypso from it, or to take the Calypso, put it in the Mardi Gras, throw it up in Grenville, because it was done before when we did the march of the stadium and we were in Simon.
Right.
It was done before the Mardi Gras, and you had King and Queen of Ban and so on and so forth. So it was done before. All right. But the truth is that this year's the Mardi Gras in the stadium, it left a bitter taste in one's mouth. Because for one, Junior, stadium is under repair. You don't know way too hard thing. They have to do all kind of semantics and so on to have show. So what better time than to put the Mardi Gras in Grenville, right?
Right.
And then on top of that, the venue, when we went into it, I mean, the lack of care for the artists and participants was astounding. I mean, the back room and so on, he had a couple tents and about 3 Calypsonians with their staff and the background vocals and the thing fighting up in one tent and squeezing up, and at one point in time some rainfall.
Yeah.
And it was trouble. I mean, we went back by about 15 years. Sunday, the Mardi Gras. There was just absolutely no care. You read it and there was no care. Nobody cared about this thing. And I guess, likewise, the crowd didn't care. So they don't come. And the rain no care. So it fall. And everything was just chaos and whole mass.
Yeah, interesting. One of the things that you said, and Neil also said as well, was that the day or the location, right? But one of the things that I realized after speaking to a lot of people is neither one of the day or the location is the time, right? Because what we saw is, and that is the facts at this point, more the elderly people or the elderly population gravitate to Calypso, right? The young people, they don't come in. I don't know what needs to be done to get them there, but they ain't coming. But the Calypso going up till 1, 2 o'clock, I mean, that is a problem. You don't think that might be one of the factors?
1, 2 o'clock, you say, Junior, the Calypso.
Well,
they were coming. The Calypso went up to morning.
Well, right.
Went up to 1, 2 o'clock. Calypso went up to my almost hot sun because there. And this year was the year that there was just scant regard for time. For all the shows that Spice Marcel, not just the Calypso, Soca, Seal Pan, everything. I mean, to me, the shows this year were not produced. So it was like some people scrambling and doing stupidness. Queen show was late. Everything was late. And amazingly, the semifinals, which is the only show that over the years you could put your pot on the fire and say you would start early, it was late. and probably for no fault of Spice Mass, because they were having this heads of government thing at the same time, and policemen had to go down there and blow. But Spice Mass knew that. They knew that days before. All they had to do was change the time to 6 o'clock. Just say to people, but you know how people is. People would go into Grenville because they know the thing starting at 5, and they will go into Grenville some at 4, and then those poor people had to sit down and wait. It was just not nice at all. And so Spice Mass just dropped the ball, kept dropping the ball. To me, this is one of the worst administrative years for Spice Mass that I've ever seen.
Wow. Neil, what do you think about the time versus the day or the location?
Earlier I heard you mention that the Calypso finals or the Mardi Gras, young people are not coming. However, we saw a change when we moved to Grenville, right? There were a number of young persons there. Even some of the artists were even this year, we had a number of young artists making a debut this year in Calypso. And Scott and I can agree on one thing, that the venue is a problem, right? Once you go to the stadium, no young person coming to it, right? We're in St. Andrews right there, and even in the Calypso tent, we find a number of young persons, right? But once we move out of St. Andrews and we go to St. George's, tell yourself, no young person I'm coming to that show.
Yeah. Yeah, we see that. We saw that this year. As Carla said, it was like it was a virtual show. Essentially, it was a virtual show.
Basically, you made a good point when you said that the Calypso is attracting the older audience, and we are trying to ensure that the younger persons are involved, they are supportive of the Calypso, and we started seeing that by moving the Calypso final to St. Andrews. But by some, I don't know, whatever thinking or lack of thinking, we decided to move to the stadium. So we say, okay, you know what, we don't want young people in this thing, so let's go to the stadium.
Scholar, I was asking Neil earlier about the MOU, right? He didn't seem to have much information on it, but I remember you speaking about it last year. So tell us about the MOU. And did the MOU dictate anything as it relates to location?
There was no MOU. What there was an agreement by Spice Mass that this year there would be a the Mardi Gras on the Mardi Gras night, and that a private promoter would not have the stadium to hold the Mardi Gras. That was what it was. Basically, that was what it was. It did not say what should happen in terms of. So, in other words, all that it said is that we are not going to see a situation happening again where on the Sunday night there is nothing.
Right.
There will be something, and the private promoters wouldn't just be able to do what they want. All right. And how we said there were two options on the board. The two options were one, that you have the Calypso, keep the Calypso on the Thursday, and you have the Mardi Gras on the Sunday in the stadium with as a showcase with the top Calypsonians, top soca, some foreign people, all the cultural melting pot with all the cultural artisans and so on, and have a nice thing as Trinidad had. Or that was the first option. Or the second option is that we have the Calypso and the thing on the Sunday night in whatever venue, but you should make sure, which was the initial thing anyway, that we ensure that the private promoter does not get the Sunday night. And interestingly enough, we know that Spice Mass could do it because this year they did a couple things as it relates to foreign artists, how much foreign artists could come in and what, so they could do whatever they want. So they could have, they didn't bound to give Judah no stadium to have no white show. So we know that now.
Right. Here's a nostalgic question in regards to calypso and in particular. I remember growing up, the second rung in calypso was always like the hype rung, and people look forward to that rung, and it took them straight into Juve. So it seems like we're trying to relieve those moments when, where whether it's Specky and Jamo and Scala and them there and whoever win, the whole crowd just take it down to Juve. If we want that kind of hype, which calypso is really not, the second rung, most artists singing first rung social commentary, second rung social commentary. In most instances, how about move the Fantastic Friday to Fantastic Sunday to create that hype? Go into Juve and move calypso back on Thursday. Neil, you could jump on that too, I think.
Well, interestingly, backstage at the Mardi Gras, I was telling Scholar, maybe we can try this Saturday at Grenville, and if they want the Juve so much, which they are clamoring for, hence the reason they said that they moved to the stadium, then have the Soca Monarch on a Sunday, right? In addition to that, though, if you look at what happened at the semifinals, there were a number of up-tempo calypsos, but I think maybe Scholar and Innocent to a lesser extent in his second song were the only persons who got through with the up-tempo calypsos. So then, yes, you may want that, but then the artists would tend to go with what the judges seem to be going with. So why should I sing an up-tempo calypso when it's getting left back at the semifinals? Because there were a number of up-tempo calypsos sung at the semifinals, but all of them, barring Scholar and Innocent, as I said, to a lesser extent, were left at the semis.
Right. Yeah, true. Scholar, your take. Moving the calypso to the Thursday, Grenville, Sunday, Power Soca and Groovy.
Junior, I believe for one, and that's my honest opinion, I believe that the groovy has now become such that it can stand alone, right?
Oh,
I believe
interesting.
that. As a matter of fact, the show in itself, Power and Groovy, has become sort of lopsided because what has happened is that Groovy has evolved. And so what you're having now in the stadium are two kind of slower power soca and faster power soca. That's what you're having now in the stadium. And the groovy sucks out all the oxygen from the power. So that by the time the power comes, if you notice, the power is much less hype than the groovy for the last couple of years. So this is something that should be entertaining their thoughts, and they should get off their lazy heads and start let the mind start thinking. All right, but of course it's a beautiful option. That because wherever you put the power or the groovy or the power and groovy, is gonna be power and groovy with power and groovy curve.
Well, I have another idea since you mentioned that. Again, we're just throwing out ideas here because I think something have to stick, right? In Trinidad, I believe they do one calypso, right? Or is it two?
They do one calypso in Trinidad.
One calypso. Okay.
I know what is the idea you're coming with. I don't agree with that. But
Scholar, the young people not coming out to the calypso,
right,
but they're coming out to the groovy. And they will come out to the power. Couple the power with the calypso, give the calypso one song, couple it with the groovy.
Yeah, Karakou has that same thing, eh?
Yes.
Karakou does it.
What's your take? Oh, hold on. Let me initially go ahead, Neil.
Right.
Neil, go ahead.
If you remember the original point that I made, when we have the calypso at St. Andrews, right? Even the young people are there. So the problem is the venue, right? You would have covered the Kaiso Bads and Kaiso Fireworks judging, and you would have seen the number of young people there. you'd have seen a
True.
number of young people like IMG and Tiny and Monique and all those others singing calypso. So it's not a lack of interest. Is it comes down to ensuring that we go to the hub of the calypso, right? As I mentioned earlier, the soca artists are popular because they go around to the different venues where soca is popular, where calypso is
Right.
popular, where calypso is being supported. We are moving away from there, right? And I don't agree with the idea of having one song because I mean, look at Trinidad for example. I understand that next year they are thinking about going back to two songs, right?
Okay.
Um, Dominica has two songs and their calypso finals is big. St. Lucia has two songs and they have probably the biggest calypso finals right now in the Caribbean. And a point to note here, Junior, that Barbados and St. Lucia, they would have moved away from the traditional venue. So we are talking about this national venue for Calypso, which is a stadium, right? But other countries are seeing the need to move away from the traditional quote unquote national venues. St. Lucia
Right.
is holding the Calypso finals, not at at the Darren Simon Stadium, but they're holding it at the Menofili Park. They're holding it at the Stop playing field, and you have thousands of people there. Barbados would have moved to the Botanical Gardens, right? So there's nothing wrong in having a quote unquote home for Calypso, right? It doesn't
Right.
have to be on the national stage doesn't have to be one stage then. You can have various national stages for different competitions. Barbados hold their, well, it's not, they refer to it as Party Monarch, right? Or Sweet Soca Monarch. And they hold that on the East Coast, close to the beach, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I do not
yeah.
understand. Yeah, go ahead, Scholar.
That you know that, yeah, but Neil, we beating a dying horse, you know. That horse there already, you know. We just flagging the horse. We had Calypso finals in Grenville on the Thursday, and he walked. He walked. He walked. We had nice crowd. We had thing, and it would only have gotten bigger and better, and people were looking forward to the thing. He walked. We're looking for a solution that for something that doesn't need a solution. You know. You walk in and young people will come, as you said, and I guess they will come more and more. I'm seeing young people now, and the interest been heightened in Calypso. You know, I mean, all little JLO and them fighting now. They want to sing Kaiso. You know? So, and then Kaiso got a bump when Marshall came in Trinidad this year and did his thing and won. So the truth be told, it's one thing that I keep arguing about. Kaiso is for the purists. Kaiso is for the purists. It's like test cricket and saying to people, let's have test cricket on one day because it doesn't work. Kaiso is the test cricket of the art form. You have the one day is the groove and the power soca is the power soca is 2020. So you have that analogy there, right? So while leave Kaiso, the truth is that Kaiso, we're looking for a solution. We had two wrongs at Kaiso in Grenville the Thursday. I mean, Neil had a man that it must be the Sunday. I don't know why, but that is something. But we same on the Grenville thing. But Lee Kaiso in the Grenville, whether it be the Thursday, the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday, no problem. Right? No problem. Because the truth be told, except for Trinidad, we alone know a day with Trinidad having Calypso finals on Sunday. Why is there not Calypso finals on Sunday? And Calypso finals on Friday. Well,
Yeah.
Fridays are very popular day.
Yeah.
Algana day, you don't having Calypso finals on Sundays, right? But the venue,
Is the problem.
taking the Calypso from the catchment area, to me is that ain't making no sense.
Neil, you were saying?
Yeah, I'm saying that I totally agree, Scholar, in terms of the venue because we would have seen Calypso being supported. I mean, you look at the Calypso semifinals, and even this year, somebody was making a point that the number of persons in the Calypso semifinal outweighed that of the Groovy and Sport Soca semifinals. So people are coming once the venue is the right place, which is St. Andrews. I mean, it's something that has been working, and as I said, it just baffles me as to why we decided that okay, we're going to move it from the catchment area and go to the stadium where we were guaranteed that that nobody is going to come anyway. I mean, you need to consider also the terrain that we have to travel from St. Patrick's or St. Andrews to get to the stadium, right? So all those things were working against us when it came to having the Calypso finals at the stadium. And I just don't understand who came up with this idea and why more consultation didn't take place with the Calypso associations. And I'm sure blatantly off the bat, they will tell you that let us stay in St. Andrews, regardless of the day.
Yeah.
Junior, you know something also?
Uh-huh.
This year, for a very long time, I can't remember from off my head for how long, but this year, the most Calypsonians that entered and sang in the preliminaries was this year.
Really?
I mean, twice times and probably a half more than in recent memory. There are a lot of Calypsonians taking part this year. I don't know if the bump from the Independence Calypso, we got the Independence Calypso, the Dirty too. You had a lot of, because usually there's about 40 something to 50 Calypsonians facing the churches.
Right.
This year we had a lot of Calypsonians facing the churches. Roots had 15. I had 20, 27 or 28. And when I think in Papa Jerry and them ain't go make the number, Papa Jerry and them surpass the number. Sense usually don't make the number, and then Sherry and them had about 12 or so. There were a lot of Calypsonians. Usually you have 10s that fill 5 and 6 Calypsonians. This year everybody made the quota and surpassed the quota by far. You understand? So and this year you had 5 10s, where usually does have 4 and they doesn't make the quota. You had 5 and they all made the quota. So there were a lot of Calypso. So the interest in Kaiso, it and probably it can be traced back to the moving of the venue. It's something that we could look at.
I think what the audience are saying, and I guess what everyone is saying, the venue they believe is a problem. Yeah, the venue definitely seems to be a problem. And again, the venue, the stadium is not an intimate setting. You're very far away. Just, Calypso, I think you need that kind of intimacy. I believe it's just too far. So hopefully that is changed up next year. Neil, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was saying that I agree with you. That Calypso needs that intimate setting. And as I mentioned before, even if the argument is made, which I don't believe is true, that the same number of persons attend the show at the stadium, but because the venue is bigger, you don't see the numbers as prevalent as would be in Upper West Park, right? But in St. Andrews, I can testify to that the audience is much bigger than what we have in the stadium. And even if it's the same, in the stadium, the audience is too far away from the Calypsonians. The Calypsonians feed from the energy of the audience. So if we do not have that audience, if the Calypsonians do not have that audience close to them, then it poses a problem.
Right, yeah, and as we saw. All right, let's shift into another gear, guys. Guys, you're watching right along live. I'm going to put a number. Well, in fact, the number is on the screen. So if you guys want to call in, you could call us right now. The number that you call is 718-701-5720. We're doing a postmortem on Calypso in particular this year. Already we spoke about the venue and quite possibly that the venue changed the dynamics of the competition, because we saw a lot. The vibe, yes, but you could have seen it in the artists. And there was a lot of rain too, so that probably dampened the spirit a bit. But I firmly believe that Grenville is the venue, or should be the venue, for Calypso finals. And we saw that in the semifinals and all the Grenville is the place. August Grenville is the place. Hopefully the powers that be get that message. Let's turn gears a little bit, guys, into the calypso finals, the performances in particular. And I saw some stuff posted throughout last week and the week right after Carnival relating to a particular issue that came up after the competition, right? I have a video. I'm gonna play it back, and then Scholar, you're gonna explain it to me. This is in regards to the monarch, which was innocent, and this was the video. And let's talk about it right after we play back this video. Check this out.
Some use the power of the pen. Everything I do they condemn, cause they want their party for their friend. Tell him I'm not, mark my words straight. There is no room for debate. Whoever back I eliminate, he writes about no democracy. But then everybody knows democracy starts and ends at my nose. So tell him, party chairman or secretary, they exist in name only because the institution is me. I suppose by now they must understand why I never had a succession plan. Yes, it's only me. This little black boy only controls this NMP. Val, tell them for me. Some say I want to stay relevant. With that I kill every chance for the party to build and advance. Tell them, check their history.
All right, guys. So help us understand what really transpired there. Scholar, what happened there from your understanding?
Well, it is not about what transpired. It was what it appears to be, right?
Uh-huh.
And from the surface, and as a matter of fact, I didn't see the performance, right? But after the performance, Innocence told me that this mic that he had was a mic that was used in the Power Soca by Dash, and the mic fell. And so when he was singing with it, it malfunctioned. So I accepted that, big man, that it malfunctioned. So when I saw the tape and what happened, what it appears to be is an artist singing and nobody can hear, right? And he goes on, and then they exchange the mic, and he gets a mic. Now, there are a few things there that one might point to, and I don't think that you've gone into the video sufficiently, but I could. So that being said, okay, fine. So that happened, and he was in the third verse, right? And then he got the mic, so he got a chance to sing the third verse over. But when he got to almost the same place, just a little further than where that mishap took place, he went into the second verse and he sang the second verse. The verse that he had sung before, instead of the third verse. So from a cursory thing, it appears that the third verse just eluded him, right? So regardless to mic or whatever, he just couldn't get that third verse. And when he got back there, he still went into the second verse. So to this date, he has not sung the third verse as the third verse is supposed to be sung. So that is the reality of what happens. As to whether there's a microphone malfunction, I guess I can say, you can say, Neil can say, we can't. But what we can say is that when he got the chance to sing over the third verse, he still couldn't do it.
Neil, what was your understanding as to what transpired?
Well, basically, I'm on the same page with Scholar there because I mean, I cannot say for with all certainty. I have my personal feelings, but I cannot say with all certainty that whether the mic malfunction or he forgot the verse and pulled a fast one with us in terms of the antics on stage, right? So I cannot say that for certain, but it would appear as though he actually forgot the verse because, as Scholar mentioned, he came back and basically sang the same thing that he already sang before. He started the third verse, and in that third verse, he sang a couple lines, and almost at the same point, then he diverted back into the second verse. So that would kind of make you assume or feel that okay, what actually happened was that he actually forgot the verse, and as a result, blamed it on the microphone. But as I said, I cannot say that with any certainty. But that is how it appeared.
So we got a chance to look around, and we came up on 2018. Take a look at this, guys. 2018. Same artist.
Hey, 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 hey. What?
All right, so that was 2018. What's that? Scholar, what did the mic just don't like innocent or what?
Well, this one was glaring, because the song man actually tried on the mic, but also while he was beating the mic, you could hear it. You could hear it sung in him. So, and here again he's singing, but you ain't hearing nothing. But when he beat the mic, you could hear it. So you know that really and truly the mic has nothing. And then you know you have a thing they say when dogs sucking egg. any egg what suck they say is it. Sometimes it's not it. But what we're seeing there still is not conclusive proof really that this is the same thing that happened
Right.
to him. It's not conclusive proof. It just shows that this happened before. I can tell you that in my 30 years as singing guy, so it never happened to me. And it never happened to maybe the majority are calypsonians. I hardly know calypsonians with that happen to, but lightning strike twice in two successive Mardi Gras that he sang in. It's not unheard of, really, and it's not conclusive proof, but therein lies the doubt, as to what really took place.
What should the judges do, or what should be the decision the judges should be making in an instant like this? Because at first they probably think that well the mic did in fact malfunction, so in that case they score him full points because the mic malfunctioning. Did the judges? Do you think the judges came to that decision that you came to, or they just gave him the benefit of the doubt that the mic was malfunctioning?
Well, there's precedence for this. This thing has happened before. Really, I mean, it happened to So Punt one time in semifinals, and he did almost the carbon copy. Blamed it on the mic. It happened to Val Adams at
Yeah,
the
I remember Valentine
semifinals.
in Grenville, Victoria Park.
Right in Grenville. It
Yeah.
happened to Beast a year in our semifinals as well.
Uh-huh.
And the funny thing is how these things are treated. So Beast got away with it. Beast got away with it, fooled the judges, and the judges allowed him to get an X bite to start over the song, right? But Beast's song was almost in the start, so he got away with it. In terms of Serpent and Val, they didn't get away with it. The judges caught the truth, right? So, but the thing is that the judges will make their decision. That's what they're there for, right? So they will determine whether they speak about it, whether each individual judge determines that this is this or this is what happened. I don't know, but they'll make the decision. So if indeed they look at this and they decide, all right, this was a mic issue, then fine, it's okay. Then they will score however they score. I remember just Independence this year, Randy encountered some issues as well, Randy Isaac, where he felt that the people in the audience were not hearing him. As a matter of fact, before he stopped, he said it on the mic that the people and hearing him, and he stopped the band. The judges then evaluated, analyzed, and determined that Randy boss. And so they cut Randy short because Randy had a good song. He sang over the song. He started over, but you could see that they didn't bite, and they cut it short. Right, and that is the next thing, Junior. As an artist, and any artist will tell you that when we're singing, if the mic is malfunctioning, we are the last to know. We keep singing, we don't know.
Right.
People what you just look at the body language of the crowd to tell us, hey, we don't hear anything in that mic. And that's what Randy fed off. Randy looked at the body language of the crowd, whoever, and he felt that they were not hearing him. No, I don't know why he felt that, because he did, and in fact, I was there and they were hearing him. But he felt so he stopped. All right. And they crucified him, they cut his throat. So there's precedence for this in terms of what judges could do.
Right.
What happened in the march? And this is something that people do not know, right? What happened in the March Gras is that the judges saw this and they were not even able to make a proper determination as to what they saw and how to mark it. But instead, somebody purporting to be a representative of the Spice Mass came to the judges' table and told the judges that it was a mic malfunction and they have to mark it as though it's a proper and normal performance. This actually happened.
Say that again, scholar. Say that again.
So somebody purporting to be an agent of Spice Mass came to the judges' table and told the judges, this is not a mistake. This is a mic malfunction, and you must mark it as though it's a proper, it's not a mistake.
So, but how did the person get to that area? Is that someone that is designatedly authorized to be there? Is that just some random person? How did that person get to that sanctuary place where the judges sit?
Well, up to now, I'm trying to figure this out. And this is the whole thing. So my thing of this whole thing has nothing to do with what the judges think of whether it was a mic malfunction or a bus. Really and truly, that's all the window, right? That is not important in this case. And I see people would make a whole thing about it. Oh, he boss, or whether he boss or not, it's the judges that are the important people here, right? And whatever they mark and they think, then fine, we go with this. That's how it is. But when somebody, because the laws of judging, right? And in actual fact, in 2007, gpac brought the SMC to court, the Carnival committee to court at that time. and we won a judgment against them. And a lot of things were put in place in mediation as to how we go forward in terms of judging. And one of the things, and everybody knows that in all territories where Calypso is judged, the judging table is a sanctuary. Nobody's allowed there while judging is taking place. Not Deacon Mitchell, not the head of Spice Mass, not Jesus himself. They barring Jesus if Jesus come there. You can't go. It's the judges, the attaché, the people putting in the scores. That's what's allowed there. And if somebody had to go and give them a little water, if they need a little refreshment, fine. But nobody can go during a performance and tell the judges how they must see this. This is left up to the judges. There's a chief judge who will deliberate on these things, all right, and determine how to go. But when somebody goes, now that's judging interference. That is, I mean, that's all kinds of things, and it's illegal. Really, you can't do that. So we have written to Spice Mass as gpac, asking for an explanation of why is it that this gentleman was able to do that. And the thing is that we have the evidence, so they couldn't doubt that the gentleman did it. So they themselves was saying to us, well, they have to investigate. They will launch an investigation into it to find out how did this happen and where did the gentleman get his authority from, because we know that nobody has authority to do that. Not even the Governor General has the authority. So what made him believe that he could get that, he had that authority to do this thing, heaven knows, and it raises other questions, as to the judging process and what happens. I mean, people were dissatisfied. We saw in the semifinals, for example, we had 50 calypsos, 25 calypsonians, and as though by clockwork, the judges chose calypso like a quota system. Each 10 got 2 finalists, and everybody marveled at this. How could this happen? All right. We saw people being dissatisfied in the various parts of the judging process. The soca monarch, the power soca monarch, people being dissatisfied. There was a lot of dissatisfaction, and now you start wondering and thinking to your mind, is there judges' interference at any point in this thing? I mean, how is it that somebody could just get up, purport to be from Spice Mass? He's not a Spice Mass director. He's not a consultant for Spice Mass. But even if he is, nobody can do that. There's nobody that could do that. So how could this person get up, go to the judges' table and say to the judges, hey, this is a mic malfunction, and you dare not mark this as a mistake. You mark this as a normal performance. This is not normal.
Did that decision or did that remark by the individual cause the judges to change their scores? Do you have evidence?
Well, Neil, okay.
No. I'm asking you. Did that cause the judges to change their score?
Well, all of this is what an investigation should or not. We don't know. I don't know. The fact is that it's improper and it was done, right? You have a judges panel, you have things. So an investigation should unearth these things. There should be dialogue and conversation with the judges to find out what it is they were thinking at the time, and if indeed the thinking was reshaped because of this. But I suspect, Junior, that the only reason why this was done was because there is a feeling that the judges felt that this was a mic malfunction, and so that person wanted to reshape that feeling and that thinking. That's the only reason that why this could be done.
Yeah. Neil, jump on this. Well, hold on, Neil, before you put in your points on it. Let me say that we did attempt to reach out to Innocent a number of times, but we have been unsuccessful thus far. But we are and still will attempt and to contact him. He have a right to defend himself in any of these allegations that is being said right here. And again, we made numerous attempts to contact Innocent, a good friend of mine, a St. Andrews man, and it was just unsuccessful. All right. So again, I know some people may ask why isn't he here defending himself? We did try to do so. Right, Neil?
Well, Junior Jack is very
Well,
good with me. Let me just say,
Hold on. Yeah,
but,
go ahead.
I ain't even see what Innocent could defend himself about. It might be doubtful that Innocent knows what we are talking about.
Right. True.
Sometimes you don't even know that these things happen, because I don't believe Innocent put a gun in somebody's head and tell them, go and tell the judges to do this or do that.
No. But the part about his song and where we're saying that he may have forgot his verse or he resang his verse, stuff like that. He may have a legitimate reason as to why he did what he did. And
Well, definitely. And I gave you the reason because he told me that it was the mic fell during dash and it malfunctioned.
right. Okay. I just wanted to put that out there. Neil?
yeah. Well, Junior, I just want to say here that Innocent is not on trial here, right? We are not questioning whether Innocent won or he didn't win, because I mean, actually, I really do love this song, and I had congratulated Mr. X on the composition, right? Because I thought it was a wonderful song. Whatever transpired on the night, what we are questioning is the process that went in to come up with the eventual result, not the result itself, right? But the process of interference or involvement, which should not have been the case. As Scholar mentioned, we had a court ruling from 2007, and ironically, the current Minister of Culture and I were the ones who represented GPAC at the time, right? And it was made absolutely clear that no one should enter that judging area, right? So this is our point of contention, and this is why we think this warrants an investigation as to why someone was allowed to enter that area, which could have influence influence the judges. Okay, let's look at a scenario here. Let's say that the judges had initially decided, okay, what transpired there was the Calypsonian burst on stage, right? As we have seen with other Calypsonians treated that way. How then someone coming to the table and tell you, okay, treat this as a normal performance. How then do you decide as to how many points you should add on now, after in your mind you'd have finished judging the song because you decided, okay, that was a bust. This is our point of contention here, right? As to why someone was allowed to go there, because this definitely would have some sort of influence, whether positive or negative, towards the artist. So we are not putting Innocent on trial here, but the process, that is what we are concerned about.
Right. Were there any investigations, Scholar? Did you know, or if Spice Mass looked into it? Did you get any response from them as to clarify what happened there?
So they said that they were going to look into it, but we have not received anything, because you see, and the point is, Junior, that
Move your mic, move your camera down a bit, just seeing half of your face, and all right, that's better. All right, go
right,
ahead.
yeah. The point of this is that this thing, if this is just allowed to just happen, nobody says nothing. Sometimes, for all you know, people don't know they shouldn't do that. You don't know what it is. All right? And the truth be told, this thing needs to be ventilated so that it would not happen again. Because Greater is a place where anything goes, and anything happens, it happening again and it happening again and it happening again until it becomes the norm and it's wrong thing. And this is just so very wrong, right? That somebody can go to the judge's table, whether it's Miwad singing, whether it's Boise, whether it's Dash, whether it's who. You can't do that. You can't do that, right? What it does is that it raises suspicion. And so it's in the interest of Spice Mass to ventilate this. But I figure they may not want to do so because heads would roll. Heads would roll. You see, and so while people believing that, and Neil made the point about Innocent, that Innocent is on trial. Innocent is not on trial. Who is on trial is SMC.
Right.
Innocent and do nothing. Innocent sing his song. Innocent sing his mic. Innocent go back and sing his song. Innocent do what Calypsonians does too. Innocent sing. Innocent perform. Innocent get the crown. But the issue is not Innocent. The issue is SMC. And how is it that somebody could have the authority to do this thing? Up to now, we do not know. I've asked SMC, what are the credentials of this gentleman, right? What is his TOR? What is his responsibility? What is his scope of responsibility? And nobody could answer. How is he there? Who employed him? Whatever, nobody can answer, right?
Interesting stuff.
So I don't know. There's a fella on the live saying, I boss last year, Craig Moses, and nothing came of it. Well, Craig, if I boss last year, I come seventh,
Yeah,
Craig don't even know how going on. Put it. Craig, I come seventh. So if say that something come of it,
yeah, something came up.
I didn't boss last year. He just bought it.
Yeah.
But that's it. So Craig and so on, these people, take your time, take a deep breath, and listen to what is going on. All you don't listen, that is the only problem. All right? This is not something that is a thing, but it's SMC. What is it and how is it that this happened? Because it will happen next year, and it will happen next year, and it will happen next year, the next year. And then man will start to get things and start to cause and say, well, how this could happen, man, how that could happen, man. When you see the people, something happens that they don't like, all right? So this is something that we have to fix now, nip this thing. And we need to figure out, well, how long has this been happening? If this can happen, then I guess it's not something that just happened. So,
Right. So the appeal here, Neil, is for Spice Mass to fix this, because this could be a problem that could keep recreating itself down the road again.
Of course, definitely. So, as I mentioned before, yes, people are focusing on Innocent because Innocent was the person it happened to, right? But Innocent is not what we would want Spice Mass to do, investigate the matter so that again. But when you blatantly ignore us when we make that appeal, I mean, it shows scant courtesy. It shows total disrespect to the and the whole judging procedure.
Yeah.
that is worth noting. Now, last year, there was a lady that came from Trinidad. She had about a whole week of workshop with the judges. And funny enough, some of these scenarios, she would have introduced the judges to some of these things. What do you do if certain things happen? She gave one scenario, for example, where some fella singing in Trinidad, in his presentation, he had powder, so he chop powder. When time for you to sing, the man sneezing, he sneezing. He can't sing. He can't sing because he's sneezing.
Right.
What do the judges do? All right, and what came out clearly was that the judges must make a determination as to what happens. What do they do? Should they be lenient with him? A lot of judges say they would be. Some say, nah, cut it short, and so on. I guess those are the conversations that judges are going to have. So with all of this training that had taken place, you have to wonder, why is it and how is it that a judging panel made up of about 8 people were maybe forgot all of this, or maybe they didn't forget this, but felt that this gentleman had the authority to tell them what to do. You see? Because, I mean, SMC has to be blamed But you have to wonder also about the judges, whether they knew or they don't know that there should be no influence. And the chief judge is a judge that has been judging since Oyoho. Since a long, long time. That's the chief judge. So for the chief judge to listen to this gentleman, is either that gentleman a real power, or I don't know if the judges just don't know that you're not supposed to listen to anybody. So it is a conundrum of questions and issues which fall at the feet of the SMC. And for their own good, they need to ventilate, fix this thing so that this thing doesn't happen. This should not be a norm. If it is not already, because we don't know how long this thing has been happening.
Neil, you were saying?
Yeah, no, I was saying the last point that scholar made there, where maybe the judges didn't know that they had the power and nobody should influence them. If that was the case, it means that the workshop that the lady from Trinidad did recently, which scholar alluded to, it means that the judges didn't learn anything, right? Or they didn't take what she said into consideration, because she made it abundantly clear that they are the ones in charge and they are the ones to make that determination, right? Not the organizers, right?
Yeah.
And then it comes back to just to add some substance to the point scholar made a while ago, that you have to ask yourself now, how long has this been happening, right? Has this happened in the past? So maybe it has happened in the past, hence the reason why the judges felt, okay, they should listen to the gentleman. I don't know, right? Hence the reason why we think it's very important and it's in the best interest of everyone that Spice Mass conduct a proper investigation into what transpired there.
Well, my thing, even if the other judges listen to the gentleman, isn't it the role of the chief judge to set the tone as to, he should be making that decision, not somebody else come in and tell him what to do. So isn't the chief judge fail in his task there, being a chief judge? Scott.
Well, precisely. That's what I was saying. Because the rest of the panel will take their sense from the chief judge, and I would suspect. Well, not I would suspect. I know that the chief judge was the one who was told, and he disseminated it, because I have correspondence to that effect from the chief judge saying that we were well told, not told, but there's a word that he used, that we must treat it that way. So he was the one who probably was the one who was told that, and he disseminated it to the rest of the world, that this is a Spice Mass representative, and the Spice Mass representative say that this is how we treated it, right? There's a word that he uses, not ordered. I get the word.
Well,
Instruct. We were
Instructed,
instructed.
okay.
Yeah. Instructed us.
He was instructed. So
Was instructed.
that person, whoever that person is,
That is the chief judge saying that.
wow. Well, I guess there's a lot more conversation that we need to have on this topic right here, particularly trying to understand if that's a normal thing, if that is something that has been happening for a while. And then what is the real task of the judge if someone could just come and change their mind at the decision? So that's something that we need to have some more conversation on, and particularly Spice Mass, because when I was first told that I try to get more information. I haven't spoken to the CEO as yet, but hopefully we could have this conversation with the CEO to get more of a better understanding as to what transpired there. But it is definitely something that we need to look at for going forward in particular. Because right now, nothing you could do about it. The man don't get his money already, trophy, everything, money in the bank account, probably don't spend already. What you could do? Crown don't put on the head, judge's decision is final. But it's definitely something that we could look at for going forward, what really happened there. Closing words, guys. Neil, closing words. What we could do going forward to make the thing better, boy?
Um, Before we look at going forward, there was something you mentioned there that the judge's decision is final. It seems as though only in calypso and soca the judge's decision is final. Even if you lose a case in the court, you can appeal, right? There was a time when they used to say that the umpire's decision is final, and the umpire, quote unquote, is acting as a judge in that case. Now you can review the decision. Same thing in football, same thing in athletics, right? So if there was interference, then it clearly shows that the judge's decision is not final, right? Because they seem to have been influenced to change their decision or the interpretation of whatever scores that they would have had attributed initially. Going forward, as I mentioned before, the Calypso finals back to St. Andrews, 1. 2, on the question that we're discussing right now, we need to ensure that a proper investigation is done so that this doesn't become the norm going forward, because I can see a lot of problems going forward if we leave that as it is. So I would definitely like this to fix, and also stop treating the Calypso as an outside child, and ensure that proper amenities are provided for the Calypsonians, the lack of which I mentioned happened at the March Fair this year.
Yes. Scholar, final closing.
Well, Junior, going forward, I want you to put on your investigative cap.
Yeah.
See if you can get it chief judge and them. Get their point of view. I mean, get various people, the SMC's point of view. I can give you all the files that I have. So you have. I know you tried to speak to the gentleman. People are asking on the live, who is the gentleman they want to name. But I know you spoke to the gentleman because I gave you some information.
I did. I'm still working the story. I spoke to the gentleman in question, and
Well, there you go. Because this is not something to be trifled with, really. And this would be a story and some work that you are doing to save the probably art form. So because it doesn't appear to me that Spice Mass is so big on holding this investigation one bit, because probably heads might roll, for this, because I'm hearing from one set of quarters that the gentleman in question was employed by the CEO of Spice Mass, and I'm hearing in the next quarter that he was employed by the chairman of Spice Mass. So you see, with all this confusion taking place, it seems that nobody is taking the credit for it because they know it's wrong. It's wrong. What has happened? You see, and so boy, maybe you should put on your investigative cap, if that could fit on your head, and see what you could do. Really, to shed some more light on this whole thing, and so that probably it doesn't happen again. Because you see, this would kind of put a damp, and people would become kind of suspicious of the whole process that is taking place. And it should be told, there was one time when Calypsonians were able to interface with judges. No, we can't interface with judges at all. Judges are like some men, and I made that analogy once. They're on the mountain, Calypsonians they the valley, and in every carnival, the judges come down from the mountain, they reach the Calypsonian halfway. The Calypsonians sing the judges judge, and after that, the judges go back in the mountain and the Calypsonians go back in the valley. They don't speak. We don't interface. So there is really no trust there as far as you're concerned, because we don't interface with them. As a matter of fact, when the judges judge, all we get is our score sheet. But getting a score sheet from a judge doesn't help a calypsonian. It doesn't tell you anything because the calypso is a competition with a lot of other people. And even in that same thing that Neil was speaking about when the 2007 judgment and mediation of the court, this was one of the things that they said, that two things. The calypso associations or anybody of interest with the soca artist, whoever, must be on the judge's table to witness the process. Now, if this was happening and Lydia is on this thing, Lydia know that used to happen because she used to judge in the past, right? And somebody from the associations always sat as observer to make sure that nothing like this kind of thing happening, right? That judges don't copy and so on, because sometimes judges don't copy on other judges, not only children are copying. So to make sure that stuff like that doesn't happen. And then two, you have when the judges don't score, the calypso associations get, so the judges score in triplicates, right? It's not one score sheet, but it's three. So the calypsonian get, the association he belongs to get, and the SMC keeps one. No, all they do, they just get the calypsonian. So you get all of this to ensure that the process can be verified. And the third thing, we always got the master sheet. The master sheet that they put in to do all the sums of all the calypsonians and all the judges and what they score each man. The ruling says that we have to get this. You know? Funny enough, I asked the representative of Spice Mass to get that for us this year. And the CEO of Spice Mass said we have to write to get it, you know. So you see, and all of this is just to verify and to make sure that what the judges are saying. Because one of the things that the lady who came to do the training, one of the things she told me that she's pushing steadfastly for in all the territories, because she was going all the territories and whole workshops, is that as the judges score and they put that score into that database, it comes up on a screen for everybody to see. More as how you see in Olympics when you are gymnastic, you see the score. What everybody get after each routine. Much like that, because in her thinking, he says that you never know what could happen between the time that the judges give the attaché or whoever the score and when they're putting it into a system. You know? Sometimes you don't know, this man are putting the thing into the system, sometimes they juke wrong thing, all kind of thing. Sometimes they might be had their own paper they put in and because there was 1 year, that same 2007, we found a set of judges score sheet behind our building. You know? I don't know how they reached there. You know? Yeah, we found a set of judges score sheet behind our building. Heaven knows how they reached there. So you have to do things to make the process tighter and more transparent. And those are things that need to be happening, but sadly they're not. So I'm giving you, going forward, do a deeper dive and see where it takes you.
You're giving me work, and I'm up for it. I already started. I already spoke to the individual, and I estimate by next week, this time next week, I'll have a program and discuss my findings. I'll do a deep dive and report back to everyone. Independent deep dive. All right? So, Scholar, thank you so much. Neil, thank you so much. First time on the program, but don't be a stranger, my friend. Great conversation.
Well, I'm on the program here, but remember I was a cameraman sometime in 2020.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. We keep in touch, okay?
All right, no problem, Judah. Thanks for having us.
All right, cool. Yeah.
All right.
So I was speaking to Jeffrey and Neil Ferguson, giving us some update on some of the things. Guys, they have a work cut out for me, all right? So again, this time next week, I will report back to everyone on my finding. Already I started the process of trying to figure out this thing. I got a chance to speak to the individual, and I'll disclose that later. I ain't going to disclose the individual now. My task now, I have lined up to speak to the CEO, the chairman, of course, the person on the board that's responsible for Calypso, and try to assess what happened there. The whole intention behind all of this, guys, is to find out what really happened. And this is not a referendum, again, as they said, and as I'm going to say, as I continue to say, this is nothing to do with Innocent. Innocent is my boy. Innocent, we're from the same parish, right? Congratulations to Innocent. This have nothing to do with Innocent. This is about the system and what possibly might have gone wrong during that process. We'll be right back. Don't move.
Riders Excursion and Tours weekly e-bike rides. Gather your family and friends for an unforgettable ride through stunning landscapes. Book your adventure today at ridersabike.com or call 473-422-1011. Don't miss out. Let's ride.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot-type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, up, up several notches. But the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Today. Located inside Rider Excursion at the Esplanade Mall, we handle both small and large orders with speed and precision. For fast, quality t-shirt printing, call Instaprint at 473-422-1011. Get your perfect print today at Instaprint. Printing done in an instant.
Hey guys, and don't forget, if you're looking for instant printing, check out Instaprint Grenada. They also have a wide array of blank t-shirts. Yeah, Instaprint Grenada. I was looking for the flyer. Oh, here we go. Instaprint Grenada. Looking for blank t-shirts? Or if you want to get your printing done on the spot, call Instaprint, number 473-422-1011. And they're located inside of the Ride Excursion, right there inside the Esplanade Mall. Instaprint, get your printing done, t-shirt printing done instantly. Guys, if you know someone that's a student at SGU, we understand you need to move around, right? Now we are offering an affordable and economical way to get around. So we have a special on SGU students pay half price. So tag somebody in SGU right now that it might be a foreign student, whoever, but they need to get around in the eco-friendly way. We have a long-term rental on Riders e-bike. Give us a call, 422-1011, and that's for SGU students pay half price for rental. Give us a call, 473-422-1011. Ride Along Live is sponsored by JetBlue. Yeah, book online at jetblue.com. Guys, Get to Grenada in a flash. From JFK or from Boston on a Saturday. JetBlue, book online at jetblue.com. Coming soon, guys. Coming soon, the Ride the Waves. Yeah, bicycles on the water. How about that? How about that? It's like ride e-bike on the land, but this is on the water. We'll tell you more about that, where you could start booking. It's nice family fun every day of the week. Ride the Waves. Look out for it. It's coming soon. Don't forget to join us tomorrow morning for the Wake Up Club with Kirksita Hall. It starts at 6 a.m. Join us. Wake up with us in the morning. Also, guys, book your ride e-bike inside the Esplanade Mall. And we are opening up a new location in Granance. Stay tuned for more information on that. Ride e-bikes inside the Esplanade Mall. Also, guys, did you know that we are on Fire TV? Yeah, man. If you have a Fire TV, guys, just go into your Fire TV store right now and search for Ride Along Live. Just search for Ride Along Live on your Fire TV and you download the app. Yeah, we're live. You could go back and watch shows, just binge watch shows, guys. Check out Ride Along Live on your Fire TV. Man, we have so many of our fans and supporters watching us right now on Fire TV. You should join the crew as well. Check us out on Fire TV. Search Ride Along Live. Also coming soon is our Ride Diamond. We'll tell you more about that. You can now hail up a car, a taxi, a water taxi, a cargo van, a bus, right from your app, from your Android and Google Play Store. Coming soon, Ride Diamond. We'll tell you more about that as well. A lot of things to look forward for, eh? One thing about Ride Along, we gotcha. We gotcha. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being a part of our program today. It was a hectic week, guys, but we survived. Tomorrow, come in and join us for Ride Trivia Live, where we play and have fun. No drama on a Friday. And also, we have our bingo coming up soon, eh? Hope you guys get your tickets. Tickets go on sale over the weekend. We're going to post the link for the tickets. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Ride Trivia Live.